Welcome everyone, this is Garrett Green Gaming, and today I want to talk about my 6 expectations for GTA 6. So there's 6 things that I think are really important for GTA 6 to consider when they release their game. And most of these things are not gameplay related. There's plenty of gameplay features and, mechanics in the game that people want to have and we'll be talking about, and I'm sure you can find those videos. And I mean, me personally, there's plenty of things that I expect to see in GTA, but these 6 things I think are really important, and they're not necessarily gameplay specific or mechanics within the game type things. So we'll start out with number 1, which is probably most important to me personally. 60 FPS. 60 frames per second. This is an absolute must for me. And I know most people keep saying that they are likely not going to have 60 FPS as a mode at launch. You got guys like Digital Foundry who have said they don't think the game will release with the 60 FPS performance mode. They think the game will be capped at 30 because they think the game will be too CPU intensive. And I just cannot agree with that at all. To me, it's pretty simple. Rockstar can make the game 60 FPS if they want. They are the best in the business. And 99% of current gen games can run at 60 FPS. And Rockstar is the best of the best. So why would they be one of the very few who fail to hit 60 FPS? It doesn't make sense. All the games, or like most of the games that released without the 60 FPS performance mode, were also just buggy games, bad performing games in general. They just didn't run well on PCs or anything. So usually not having 60 FPS means it's a badly optimized game. And also most of those games receive 60 FPS later on. So the only reason I could see Rockstar not hitting 60 FPS is so they can make people double dip and buy the game later when they drop a remaster or performance mode, or when they drop it on PC. That's the only reason. There's no excuse not to have 60 FPS in your game this gen. I don't care who you are or what you're trying to do with your game. There is no excuse. So 60 FPS is a must for me. Number 1 on my list. Now, number 2, and also these next 3 things that I say will all be kind of monetization related. But it's so important, so I had to give them 3 separate things for this one. And the first one out of that list for me is the obvious one, the price tag. Will this game be $70? Will it be $80? Will it be $100? To me, this is actually least important of the 6 things I'm going to talk about today. But it's probably going to be the most talked about when we finally get the answer. Most people are speculating the game will be $80 at this point because of Nintendo, starting it off. They are releasing Mario Kart and some of their other games at $80, so people are now expecting GTA to be $80 automatically. I'm not so sure about that. I don't think it's a guarantee they release at $80. I don't know. I think there's a good chance they do, but I don't think it's a guarantee. And I certainly would not accept $80 if they're releasing without 60 FPS. If they were locking the game at 30 and they release the game at $80, I would be livid. I would be absolutely livid. And that might be the one thing to stop me from buying the game, is if they make the game $80 and they don't have 60 FPS. Now, if they release the game at $80, but they have a 60 FPS performance mode, I would be happy. I would be elated. I would take that in a second. I would much rather have that than $70 with no 60 FPS. I will spend $100 to get 60 FPS. Just please give me 60 FPS. I know I already talked about that, but I can't get it out of my mind. However, the pricing will be related to that. So it's not as important to me what the price is if everything else, kind of hits the standard that I want. And for number 3, this is another big one concerning price, is the microtransactions. The post buying the game monetization. Once you already have the game, what are they going to be charging you to buy extra stuff, to buy the shark cards? Now, GTA Online has terrible monetization. You spend $100 to get barely anything. You spend 100 real world dollars. I don't even think you can buy a yacht with that in game. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the shark card system in a while, but last time I looked, it was terrible. You could spend $100 on shark cards and barely get anything. I think it was like $10 million in game, which is nothing in GTA Online. There's so many things you can buy on GTA Online that $10 million is absolutely nothing. So my hope is that it's not any worse than GTA Online. I can't expect it to be better or to be more consumer friendly, unfortunately. But my only hope is that it's not worse than GTA 5 and GTA 5 Online. And number 4, and the third thing dealing with monetization is probably the biggest one to me and the most scary, is the subscription service, the GTA Plus. And I already know they're going to have it. They introduced it into GTA 5 Online. My only hope is they don't lock content behind the subscription service. And that's going to be extremely wishful thinking because they are already locking content behind the subscription service. They've locked like a garage and some vehicles and some other content for GTA Online. Again, my only hope is that it's not worse than what it is right now. That's the only thing I can hope for in this instance. I've heard some people say, a couple friends of mine say they could just lock all of GTA 6 Online behind a subscription service, and that would just absolutely destroy me. I don't know, I have no clue. World of Warcraft maybe does something similar. I don't know how that works, but my God, please do not lock GTA 6 Online behind a subscription service. Do not lock content behind the subscription service. At least not like the important online content. I already expect some of it's going to be behind the GTA subscription, GTA Plus, but please just do not make it worse than what it already is, for the love of God. And number 5, I think this is one that goes for every company, for every developer throughout the industry. Please do not have a buggy launch. Do not have an unoptimized, buggy game with crashes and just a mess. At least for the single player. The single player should be polished. It should be, because everyone is going to be buying this game at launch. Everyone is going to be lining up to get this game, lining up at the stores or buying it on the PS Store or Xbox Store. They're going to be pre-downloading it. So millions and millions of people are going to get this game at launch. I expect the single player mode to be a polished masterpiece at launch. It is Rockstar. The expectations are high. They got to deliver. The game should be polished and ready to go. The online is another story. That's likely going to be released later down the road, and I already know the servers are going to blow up instantly. It is what it is. So the online is gonna be a problem. Almost a guarantee about that. But at the very least, the single player needs to be polished and ready to go. And finally, there's number 6, and this one actually is somewhat gameplay related. And it's the futuristic vehicles. Get rid of that shit. For the love of God, do not even think about putting futuristic vehicles in the game, especially for online. For the love of God, do not put any flying bikes that shoot lock-on torpedoes at everyone and everything that go 300 miles per hour in the air. For the love of God, do not put any flying bikes, torpedo shooting cars that freaking jump 1,000 meters into the air. For the love of God, just normal cars, normal vehicles, normal everything. You can make more cars and more vehicles. They don't have to be futuristic. That shit pretty much broke online. And I want the game to be realistic. It's based on modern day Florida, so make it modern day Florida. There's plenty of shit to put in a game about modern day Florida. You don't need to add extra bullshit like flying bikes or the freaking DeLorean that shoots missiles. That's fucking crazy. It's completely unnecessary and unneeded. I expect them to realize that after GTA 5 Online, because that shit was a mess. Okay? It's a fun game. Online is fun, but it's absolutely insane. You get these idiots that just go online just to murk people, and it's so easy for them. All they have to do is fly around the air and lock on, and boom, just killing everyone. It's completely unnecessary. So that's it, okay? And that's the 6 things, okay? 6 important things. One of them was gameplay related. The other 5 are just basic decisions that Rockstar can make to not screw us over. I'm not expecting much, but for the love of God, give me 60 FPS. If anything, just give me the 60 FPS, and I will likely be able to put up with some of the other bullshit that I know they're going to do. But anyway, okay? Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will be back soon with more videos. See ya.